Happy Wednesday. Good morning. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I am here to talk to you today about losing the weight. What am I talking about? I'm going to wait for a couple people to hop on. I'm here to talk about losing the weight. The weight of what? During this time of the year, how many, and if you are watching and you want to kind of follow along, how many are seeing detox, weight loss, stay on track, monitor my body, all of these messages that are assuming that you need to control or change your body in order to be healthy, in order to show up as someone that's acceptable? Oh my goodness, so sorry. I know in my world, I work with people who feel that in order for them to be deemed healthy, they have to lose weight. Now, I think there is two sides of this, maybe multiple, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. But I'm going to suggest that the body is not a linear path. You cannot make the systems go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. Everything is interconnected in such a way where if you work on your body in this way, then you have to pay attention to your social life. So for instance, if you are trying to lose weight and you're changing the foods that you eat, that affects who you eat with, that affects how you eat, that affects the food shopping that you're getting, that might affect your financial aspect of how you're trying to plan foods. It might affect the time that it takes to meal plan. It's not just about the weight. There's so many other things that are connected. And if you're in an environment that doesn't support that, it's so hard. If you have genetics that don't support that, it's so hard. So I want to care for the people that are trying to change their body to fit into some expectation that they're wanting, to take a breath and know if you're trying to do something and it's just not working, there's so many other things that are at play. And so I work from home, if you know that. We had COVID in our house the last 2 weeks. And I don't think my little one has COVID, but he had enough where he had to stay home. So we are working home together today. There was a whole subject on how women show up in the workforce raising children. It is a fascinating concept. I would love for you to lose the weight of the pressure that you have to be a certain way in order to be deemed healthy or acceptable. According to who? According to you, according to your doctor, according to who do you need to be a certain way in order to be acceptable? Now that is just a whole nother systemic conversation. Hi, Genevieve. I want you to feel comfortable in your body, and I want you to feel beautiful in your skin. Feelings are temporary, they come and go, and they're subjective. They're based upon a subjective experience. Hey. So lose the weight of this expectation that you need to be a certain way in order to show up for yourself, in order to put some time aside to meal plan, in order to put some time aside to take care of your body. I'm hearing more and more and more of kind of this new way of thinking that food isn't good or bad, your body is beautiful. And I think sometimes there's a very dichotomous conversation where you have people who really are on obesity is bad camp, everyone needs to lose weight, everyone needs to eat plant-based foods. And then you have the camp of don't control people's bodies, there's no such thing as obesity. And they're very charged. They usually hate one another. And so I want to suggest, what if both camps can exist at the same time and the focus now becomes the person versus these ideologies. Science is important. Science and numbers and all of those things are important. You can't ignore the facts. You can't ignore science, but science is ever evolving. In the 50s, we didn't know as much as we know now in 2022, soon to be 2023. In 50 years, we're probably going to know more. And I, as a scientist, I love contributing to the body of research where we're just building upon new information. Humans are ever changing. And when I work with one person that's sitting in my chair, and I know all these theories and all of these things that I could possibly recommend, the thing that makes the difference is if that person feels safe. That is the biggest factor. If that person does not feel safe, it does not matter what I say, what I could recommend, because it's not going to attach to their values. And it could work for 6 to 8 weeks. No joke, it could. But it's not going to last a lifetime. And if you are working on your body, you only have one, I suggest you focus on things that last a lifetime. Otherwise, you're just doing something for relief. I would recommend focusing on loving you as you are now. And if you can do that, you will lose the weight of expectations of how you're supposed to be, and your body will show up the way that it's meant to. I can promise you that. Now, that is uncertain. There is so much anxiety with uncertainty. People want a number, they want a plan, if that's kind of how you work. But what if I just said, let's just see where you feel the most comfortable? I don't want to do that. I want to plan. I want to know what's going to happen. All right. There is literally no way I can predict that. I can show you the science of how it works. But if you're following some plan that makes you miserable, that you're not enjoying the food, it won't last. It absolutely won't last. And if that's the carrot that you're chasing, I'm not here to tell you how to live. Don't chase the carrot. And then once the carrot's gone, you're going to look for another carrot. You're going to look for something else. You're going to look for something else that's going to deem you as acceptable, because that's how the brain works. So what I do is I get into your life. I get into how you're thinking, what you're experiencing in your heart, and then maybe what you're feeling in your gut. And then we figure out what is the next best step for you with what you want. Maybe you want to lose weight and it's not coming from an expectation of anything other. I just want to feel better. Okay, I don't think weight loss is a dirty word, but I want to lose the weight that you have to do something in order to be deemed healthy or acceptable. Do you see the shift? Do you see the shift that health is important? You are important, but how you feel about yourself, how you feel safe, what space are you creating in your life to feel safe? I work with some people who they don't want to lose weight, but everybody else is telling them to, so they feel like they have to, but they actually don't want to. They actually love their body. Okay, then if you feel like you're on track and your heart's not going to be affected and your blood sugars and all of these things are checking out and you don't want to, then don't. But if you have support people in your life that comment on your food, that ask you, oh, well, have you done the weight loss thing yet? That's so hard. That culture is so hard. And the culture that we're in does idealize thin bodies with Eurocentric features. And I want to have a conversation on how that might not be okay anymore. Sorry, I'm COVID negative, but the congestion is legit. It sticks around for a minute. I want you to be able to be in a space where you can accept yourself as is, and then with a couple different factors, which my coach instilled into me: patience, compassion, and get really curious on how you feel. And if you spent a lot of time on diets that make you check out with what you want, You might not know how you feel, and that's okay. That's okay where you're at. I'll meet you where you're at, and we just figure out, all right, how do you feel? What's that look like for you? One of my favorite movies is Inside Out. It's brilliant. Usually children's books and children's movies are profound because they are so simple with such a good message. And even Jesus will say, let the children have faith, let the children come to me, to tell the children stories. There's a reason for that. If you can give a presentation to fifth graders and make them interested, fun, and keep it simple, you've done your job. If you can teach something to a kindergartner, I am always, one of my best friends growing up, she's a kindergarten teacher, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not worthy, you're amazing. It's really hard to teach to a fifth grader, 5-year-old. Okay. Lose the weight of pressure, lose the weight of expectations, lose the weight of these needs of how you show up, and let's figure out what you want. What are your goals? And then what do you want to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want to have? And that's where I can step in and slowly coach you to that. It's slow, it's patient, but the work is real and the transformation is legit and it's real and it does work. So if you don't want to work together, that's okay too. You can chase carrots and you can lose weight really easily following the science. That is possible. Not easily. It's a simple concept, but it's hard to navigate in our society because humans are hard. They're complex and they're beautiful. And I love the stories that I get to experience with people. Thank you for watching. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Hope this doesn't make things harder. Sometimes it does. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.